This is episode 23 of the Sexcapade Chronicles, and I'm very excited to have my co-host with me today, Lisa.
I'm here.
Welcome back.
I took some time off from spying on people and all that cool stuff.
So we were so excited to have her back today, and she was at the celebrity golf tournament with me last week, which was tons of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
I mean, like the private eye with celebrities, I can't go wrong. I mean, really, truly.
Yeah. No, it was fun getting to see everybody, and after you left, it was I think my favorite. Rob Riggles, super fun. What is the guy from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Oh, Alfonso Rivera.
Yes, yeah. But everyone, they were in such like a hurry, like, oh, I can't talk, I can't sign anything, can't, take pictures.
Yeah. They're in a hurry because they've been drinking all day, and it's a liability.
Well, it's funny because some of the celebrities, they never came out the Corbel champagne thing. I think they just drank along the way, just disappeared by the end.
Yeah, kind of, because it was a practice day, so it was before the tournament actually started.
Yeah.
So it was really cool that you guys came out for the day. So tell us a little bit about what's going on with Pink Lady.
Pink Lady Investigations is busy right now. Lately it's been civil investigations. If you trip and fall and you fake it, we'll find out. There's cameras everywhere.
If you harass someone at work, there's cameras.
Cameras everywhere. Car accident. And then I got a call a couple days ago from an investigator that I've worked for down in Modesto. He's like, look, someone is going to give you a call and ask if you want to go do a homicide investigation. And I was like, fuck yeah, I want to do that. But I was I go, thank you for the heads up, because it would have been a really weird call if some stranger called. It was like, do you want to go check out a homicide scene with me? Would have been weird.
This is my worst nightmare.
I was like, fuck yeah, I want to go. I'm waiting for that call to go check out a homicide scene.
That's awesome. So your 1 year anniversary is coming up.
Yeah.
I'm hosting your party and birthday.
Yes, we're going to combine. My birthday is August 7th. I was officially licensed by the state August 8th.
And so your party is on August 10th, and we're hosting it at Hussix Tap House in Clarksburg, because of course, where else would we be?
Right, where else? The food's amazing. It's the business itself. I mean, Josh owns it. Yeah. Great guy. And the actual location is awesome.
Yeah, so there's going to be some wine tasting, some cocktails, some beer. They have wine slushies.
Perfect.
I want to try one of those, and that's not at the State Fair.
I've only had the State Fair once, so that'll be good.
It's like $20. I saw someone post it on Instagram today for a wine slushie. I refuse to buy that when I can get a bottle of vodka for $14. I make 20 drinks.
we get it every year just because it's there, and it's once a year.
I go wine tasting for free at the wine section, and then you can buy a bottle of wine for $15. And that's still cheaper than a wine slushie.
Or you can wait in line for 45 minutes in the fucking heat and overpay for a wine slushie.
I don't do the heat. Much less lines.
Right.
Disneyland is Disneyland is one thing. A wine slushie at the fair, completely another.
I know. It's kind of habit at this point.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So speaking of the State Fair, we polled you guys yesterday asking about, do you enjoy the State Fair? So how do you feel about it?
I love the State Fair. Not on the last night. Never, ever will we do that again. The final night, that's when everyone acts like an ass and there's fights, so we don't go the last night.
Okay.
Don't really do the rides because, there's not accidents. You don't see rides flying through the air. But I don't trust my life with the people putting the rides together.
You don't trust the carnies, is what you're saying. So the fact that I get really excited to run towards those things yet again is an illustration of my problems.
You go on those, I do homicide investigations. So we're both crazy.
It's true.
It's just different types.
See, my crazy is I run towards horrible ideas and think they're great. Right. Yours is you go research them after someone else made those horrible decisions.
I will investigate whatever happens after.
Whatever happens to me when something goes very wrong, they will hire you.
Perfect.
That's great. I don't have PTSD at all. Because the thing is, people don't understand when you've lived your entire life running towards the chaos of disaster, because anything's better than your current situation.
Right, which is something I've learned, which is why I've made so many bad decisions in my life, and it's always been that sounds horrible. Can't get there fast enough. Because it's a way of coping, but...
Okay, so we're going to come back to the State Fair thing, but I really want to not get sidetracked from the whole Tahoe thing. So, normally this is my clusterfuck of disaster haul past week. And this has been many years going of, we don't speak of, the bad things that go on. And so this past week, though, I was not that. I didn't make bad life choices. I wasn't drunk. I was actually sober, working. And, you know, it was a very odd feeling of this is what better feels like because it wasn't fun. And, you know, when, like, you think about getting better from PTSD, like, I didn't think it was going to be so not fun. To want to, like, not drink and, like, go party with all the celebrities and be like, do I really want to go do that? And, like, make the decision not to go do those things isn't something I ever thought would be in my wheelhouse. Because it sounds like a great idea, it's bad.
Right.
Like, we were towards it, but I was like, I'm so tired, and I have all these other responsibilities.
That's called adulting, and it sucks how we get trapped into this.
I don't know. You're wearing off on me. This whole adulting thing was never an issue before we met. You know, my cluster book of disaster was encouraged, and then, like, you know, you guys came up to the celebrity golf tournament. And one of my friends that was already up there with his fiance came to the golf tournament because he's a huge fan. And, you know, like, there's pictures and stuff, but it doesn't really do justice. Like, I had 2 drinks the entire day. Actually, I had more because I got free ones. You remember they were horrible, the horrible tasting smoothies.
That tasted like ass. I don't know what the hell you were drinking. That was an ass slushy.
It was like rosé with vodka.
Fucking horrible.
Anyways, we won't name the brand because we want them to sponsor us. At least his birthday. Nonetheless, I was able to acquire some cocktails, so I drank those, but they were not good. Free alcohol.
Yeah, we paid for
the bucket of Corona.
Because my husband had to have the bucket.
Yes.
So we paid up the ass for...
Up the ass. Like, up the ass.
We did try a new one, though. It was like a Modelo. I've never had Modelo.
Oh, the flavored one? Oh,
yeah, the lime and salt one. Yeah. Amazing. Can't find it in stores, but...
The cans. I even had one of those. I was so desperate for an alcoholic beverage. At that point. It was really hot up there this weekend, too. I mean, I actually got a tan. Like, I know it's
that was not hot.
Okay, my world of hotness. Because I'm like today like sweating. Like I turn off the air conditioner so we can film this. And Lisa's like, oh, let the heat come in. Like, what's wrong? Like, you don't want it to be 100 degrees in your apartment?
Perfect.
Fantastic. So we'll switch back to the state fair. And the heat. Right. So you go on the hottest day there is.
You know, so we go to the state fair for free. Because my kids always enter food in the baking. They make barbecue sauce. They bake. They do all that fancy shit with their grandma. Because I don't do that.
I didn't know this. Like, this one was like, oh, you go for free, huh?
Yeah, we go because they enter their stuff and they always win. Like, my kids always win the ribbons and prizes, and I think this year one's eligible for the cash because she's old enough. So it's a lot of fun, and we go for free. That's when we go. Because we're not paying for the parking and for everyone to get in, and the wine slushies.
See, I thought we were going today if you bought 3 like canned good items.
Yeah,
and then I'm like 100 fucking degrees. No way in hell am I going to the fair.
I saw that. I was thinking of bringing the 2 youngest kids, but then they'd be like, buy us this and buy us that, and then by the time I worked through it in my head, it didn't sound fun anymore. So I didn't even tell them.
It never does. Like, well, that's like me going taking me somewhere drinking. That I think it's going to be a great idea. Like celebrity golf tournament and be deprived of alcohol and beverages. Jen is not nice then. Like, you know, I get very agitated. It's like Disneyland. Like, I want to go on my ride. Fun and dysfunction. Why is that not happening? So, the state fair. So, when I moved back to Sacramento 10 summers ago, I didn't quite understand that there was nothing to do here. I lived at 16th and H. This is like when Sacramento was like building like the infrastructure that would become what it is now.
Right.
And the state fair happened the next summer. Well, I was online dating and everything at this point, so I was finding guys to go to the state fair with. Because, like, what else are you going to do in Sacramento when it's 100 degrees? Other than run around, and there's, like, dinosaur exhibits, and, like, I was very excited about the dinosaurs. I, like, literally got over the thing. There's pictures of me climbing on top of them. I don't know how I'm allowed in public. I have not been arrested. To be really clear. I sometimes really wonder. I just smile and, like, I'm that person. Because like, oh.
I'm a funny girl, and you just hope they just stop paying attention.
Well, you know... When we got to the celebrity golf tournament, like, I hadn't gone in the day before because of, you know, my ex being an asshole and terrorizing me, so I left the event. But we see the Corbell blow-up thing, the huge one. Mm-hmm. And my friend that I was with was like, there's ropes around it. I'm like, don't worry. So, him being in law enforcement and all, I'm like, take pictures, quickly. He's like, there's security right there. I'm like, it'll be fine. He's like, we just got here. You're going to get us kicked out. I'm like, no.
No, when me and Justin first got there, you and him were like going scrounging for the golf balls, and I was like...
That I put on my mouth, by the way. That's what was in my mouth. It was on the ground we found. In the dirt. Didn't even wash them off.
Lift up the little, rope, go under, and I'm like, oh, this is what we're doing now.
No, I was...
And then I had to carry a big fucking clear bag of all these balls that my husband found. We still have a plastic bag of balls. I don't know what we're doing with them.
So, this is kind of where the whole, like, what is Jen gonna put in her mouth next thing came out of. So, everyone always wants to know where I am and why they're not invited. So, it's kind of like, what is Jen gonna do next? Is like, kind of like, okay, everyone, since you're so interested in what I do with my free time, we're gonna kind of like make this into a game.
What will you put in your mouth?
What will I put in my mouth? Yes, because that will tell you hints of where I am. Because apparently, I live a very, like, not normal life, and everyone wonders why they're invited. Because I got so many messages over the weekend of like, why am I invited? Like, I want to go there, and I'm like, this is why. Because it's like, why time?
Right.
Like, it's like, one of those things of like, I didn't run around like a lunatic. I act like a normal person. Just sat there and was calm. If you have to entertain other people.
That's exhausting.
And that's
it's
what
not
I do.
fun anymore.
And I do that all the time with the Queen of Dating and J. Brand events and the movie premieres and like everything. You don't want to go like to your like highlight of the year and like my Christmas, because I hate Christmas. This literally is what my Christmas is, and have to deal with like entertaining everybody.
Right.
I mean, like you and Arnie and everyone, like that's like we're together all the time anyways. So that's what we would be doing.
Right.
That's why they were invited, everyone. Okay, so like no one's feelings are hurt. We all hang out a lot, and it's work play, work play. We can go back and forth. It's okay. Versus I have to entertain you.
Right.
And like, and we made Shane's dream come true. Dildo Shane.
He got to meet Arnie?
Yes! So in the morning I text Amy, so I was like, he's coming. And so he just got off work because he works overnight at Safeway. He met us at the bar. And it was like, oh my god! And Arnie is like talking to him and he was so happy. And he didn't want to come to the show because he's super shy. Okay, so, actually this is a great story. So Shane and Amy are married now. But I didn't know that he had not had sex for 3 years before they met. Now, he compares her to me in the way she used to behave. The reign of terror, that is. And how long it took for him to get up the courage to talk to her and everything. And then I was thinking about Arnie. And like, how he talks about his experiences. Right. I was like, we need to like get them together. And be friends. Because they don't know how like awesome they are. So, anyways, Dildo Shane got to meet Arnie. Shane.
Does he approve of his new name?
He's fine with it. He was just super happy he's mentioned constantly. When he got to meet Arnie, I brought him his like life gift. Right. Of like he's loved him for like 10 years and like followed him. So like literally it was like any of those celebrities, because I gave them my passes yesterday or on Saturday. Wait, Sunday? I don't remember. Whatever day I came back. When did I come back? Yesterday? Yeah, I came back yesterday. So I gave him my all access passes, and he's like, I met my person already, though. He brought me Arnie. So it's kind of cool to be able to come on, like, do things like that for the people that tolerate me in Tahoe running around like a lunatic for years and don't let me die. So, did you feel any different being in Tahoe, seeing a different version of me, a different version of you, Justin?
It wasn't a different version because I've seen you.
I meant happier. Happier without substances.
That is definitely your place. That's where you're kind of at peace, and that's your place. You can tell.
Yeah, because Arnie mentioned this. He's like, it's like you came in and you were just like, doesn't matter. I have half of my makeup on, and I'm like, you just like are happy.
Yeah.
And then I come back here, and like it's 100 fucking degrees.
And I'm like, yes.
I think that like the difference is like the freedom though to go be yourself. It's so much more acceptable there because everyone's so much more chill.
Right.
And maybe tolerant of my shit showiness.
It's a different area.
It's a different area, but it's also a different climate. A lot of people from Reno and Vegas and transient, so haven't always lived there. So everyone knows about the party life and the vacationing and like everything else that goes along with it. And so I think there's a higher threshold.
Right.
And then the manly man thing in Tahoe.
The manly man thing?
Oh, like, so the men in Tahoe are much more manly, like, can deal with us, like, like the PTSD and the crazy, like, they don't have, like, feelings, they talk about it things. they just like the crazy. Right. It's fun because they're bored. Because like during the winter, what else are they gonna do? So, right. And my yacht captain was talking about this last week about the manliness, and like seeing me through the different phases. So he met me 4 years ago. So before the PTSD, during the PTSD, because we're once a year, and then now, and he wouldn't let me sleep over, which I'm very upset about when the casino kicked me out. I didn't do anything bad, don't worry. But yeah, I didn't leave the hotel because it was oversold, so that sucked. So I had to go to my friends that live 30 minutes away and sleep with 4 children. And not in that way, it was another bed.
Oh God.
4 girls, another bed, and then there's me. Because he would not let me come over and sleep at his house. So thank you.
Did you have a reason?
He said he was coming home, he was going to go camping, but no. And then he's like, basically, I was like, so does that mean I can come over? No response. And I'm like, well, I don't have his address because I don't have the same phone. And he'd Ubered me there last week, so I can't show up. I mean, I know general vicinity of where he lives, but stalking's really not a strong point of mine. That's yours.
Right.
And I didn't want to be like, can you Google? I don't really think that would go over well.
Right.
And his daughter actually was part of the narcotics operation. They intercepted all those drugs. She was on the stage in back of Trump. So he was super proud of that.
Oh, that's very cool.
So, I mean, I guess he was focused on other things other than where I was sleeping. Whatever. No, I'm really excited for him, though. Like, that was really cool to see, on Facebook, and being able to see that, highlighted. Right. See, we're starting to sweat out here.
It is getting a little hot.
When you're hot, it's bad. It's bad. It's super bad.
Normally I love the heat. That's why I'm all tan right now, because I just like to, like a lizard, I absorb sun.
You absorb sun. So let's talk about that. So what have you done to get this wonderful tan?
Okay. First of all, we're going to start with summer body. I am pissed because as I turn 42 in a few weeks, things are changing. I've always been on the thinner side, aside from either pregnant or when I was a pothead when I was younger. Now I can't eat whatever I want. And things are moving, and I'm not okay with it. On top of that, it is summertime, so it's eating barbecue and drinking a lot and trying to wear a bikini. I'm not okay.
Have you seen me any pictures of me maybe too lately? So on my birthday in a tutu?
So I will wear one at my mother-in-law's house by the pool where no one can see me. And I can take pictures from here up. Cause
you have kids though, so you get to go to the pool. Your daughters are adorable.
Yeah, they're right now, I think. They call me we're calling Grandma, we want to go swimming. Whatever, it's summertime.
Nice. Huh.
She'll take him out for food and have him go swimming.
So I need a Lisa. It's basically my tan has really been lacking this year. I don't know why. I mean, not speaking to my family, it's had repercussions on my pool access. Well,
yep.
The kids. So people have been asking lately if I'm gonna have kids for whatever reason. I guess my birthday, life. And I cannot have them. When we go through this again, I cannot procreate. So
physically impossible.
No uterus. So that is not happening. So the life choices I make, drinking and debauchery, are because I don't have a uterus and will not be procreating.
Right.
So when everyone else is at home with their families and children, what am I supposed to do, people? I mean, you've been married a few times.
A few.
I don't like to say it like that, but I meant you don't like that feeling of being single and on your own.
No, if I never got married to my first husband and had my first kid, I would have been in jail, an alcoholic. I mean, having her kind of made me get my shit together.
Yeah. Because
I was drinking all the time. I mean, I was working 2 jobs. I don't know how the hell I had energy to work 2 jobs and drink like a fish. I don't know when I slept, but I managed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was not the best adult I could be at that time. I think I was 22.
Well, people always are like, oh, you'd be such a great parent. And I'm like, do you not see the life choices I made because I'm not having children? Because I've known that for so long. Mm-hmm. I didn't ever want to feel like I was missing out. So I built this life of ridiculousness and shenanigans and get very excited about celebrity golf tournament. I'm going to have to find a new Christmas activity. Christmas in June. Thing for myself. But I think that not having children makes it kind of like your expectations of life change.
Right.
I mean, my expectations of myself versus you.
Well, I've given up on sleep. No.
Me too. Well,
Yeah, I'd yell at one of my kids this morning. Oh, because she came in the room at like 10:30, all bouncy. Oh, good morning, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, 2:30 this morning.
asshole.
2:30. And she's like, oh, that was the dog. Hee hee hee. I was like, really? The dog was on the phone having a conversation? Nice try.
See, I can't even deal with myself because of my sleep problems. Except my friend that let me go stay at his house while I was in Tahoe. Thank you. His son is the one that we showcase actually about the music and stuff, and so I got to go stay there. That's the best night of sleep I've had in like, I don't know, years. Now, why? It's like Fort Knox. Literally, like, you've never been in a safer facility of insulation. Now, I didn't realize like what it would feel like to have that many protective things in place. I thought it was a little bit excessive until I slept through the night. And I was like, so worth it not going to NFL parties to get a good night's sleep and not wake up once. I don't even know the last time that happened.
Yeah. It doesn't for me very often.
Right?
Even if I take melatonin, because I'm a lightweight, I can take melatonin and it helps me sleep, or CBD something.
I didn't take any things. That's what I haven't had to since then. And that doesn't happen. Like, my nightmares and me being up all night and my anxiety being so bad, I felt like it like reset something like normal, like Tahoe life. Because like that's how it used to be when we had our house in Tahoe. All those years I would go up there and it just like relaxed me. So I spent like all my summers in Tahoe. We had a house in Rubicon Bay. Like, you know, like that is my place I've always gone.
That's like my camping. Like for me,
Yes. Why don't you tell them about camping?
I love camping. It is my home away from home. We used to go for 2 nights. I've upped it to 3 nights.
So you went before my birthday, so they don't know about your camping. So like, tell them about your camping trip.
Every year we go. It's the same campsite. It's the same camp spot. Literally like that spot. It has to be that spot. Because I'm very territorial, and that's where my kids play.
Oh my god, it's like a dog peeing on a fire hydrant, you in a campsite.
I peed in the campsite.
I have no doubt you pee a lot.
It's a problem. No, so I turned off my phone. I mean, I had my phone for pictures, but there was no email, no phone calls, no text messages. I just unplugged. The kids played. It was amazing. They like climbed trees and played in dirt and shit.
Like normal children.
Like normal children, but they used to. Yeah, we went to the lake. My oldest daughter brought her boyfriend and got to kind of hang out with him and let him know how crazy we really are.
What he's getting into?
Yeah. I mean, he's used to my daughter. Basically, she's just a littler version of me. Cause
Mini-you.
she is such a mini-me. Karma is such a bitch when it comes to having kids, I think. Maybe...
Well, I'm spared.
Maybe it's a good thing.
You know, my mom would probably agree with you.
No,
I'm just saying, you know, there's me.
Everything I did as a teenager, she has relived all of my mistakes. And it's so frustrating because it's like, can you live your own life and stop being the rerun of my mistakes?
And see, I'm the complete opposite, I think, her worst nightmare. So I didn't do any of the right things. I didn't do the protocol. I didn't do the things that a good child would do. I did like the whatever I thought was fun and seemed like a great idea.
Right.
I mean, none of these were bad decisions, though. I actually was a really good kid and like had good grades and stuff. But like for them, I'm just like, basically you would like burn me at the stake kind of thing, like because it's like so goes against everything of control.
Right.
You like control. I like control. Do you penalize your daughter?
No. I mean,
because it'd be hypocritical.
She is 18 now. I mean, when she was younger, when she was 16 and 17 making mistakes, I had her ass arrested. She spent 2 weeks in juvenile hall. I was like, you can hate me, but at least you're alive. I don't fucking care. So when it comes to her safety, and her making stupid decisions that will end her up in jail, I will be the first one to call the cops on her. Yeah. Because don't do that.
And there we go. The private investigator calls the cops.
Oh man.
We love the cops though. Like we both do. We talk about this all the time. Yeah. We really appreciate law enforcement a lot. Yeah. And like, you know, I get really upset when I see things like online and stuff. Because it's like, when I was going through my reign of terror, who did I call every night? They showed up.
Right.
Like, when people say negative things, like just like, I think that's really hard because you work with law enforcement.
Right.
I come from a law enforcement family, like probation, like my grandma's a judge, like a juvenile court, like,
right.
you know, like, it's like such a different mentality.
Well, they're risking their lives for us, for our safety.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have nothing but respect. I mean, there's a bad everything. There's bad doctors, there's bad police officers, there's bad lawyers, bad judges, there's bad everything.
Yeah.
But you can't say that you hate all of law enforcement because there's some asshole cops.
I mean,
there are asshole cops. I've seen some.
But my students used to joke and say, like, Miss Bryan, you're like bad teacher, like the movie. like you can't take everything at face value just because people think things are funny. Like, should I be insulted? Like, I shouldn't ever have taught. Like, I didn't belong in a classroom. Or like yesterday, one of my students, like Miss Bryan, the one from Vegas, he's like, "You're fucking hilarious." and I was like, "Is that why you showed up all those years?" Like, you know. Because it's like, you have to be able to have a sense of humor. When people stop having a sense of humor, right. I feel like everything's gone wrong.
Right. No, I agree.
Like, people talk shit about me all the time, and okay. Because that's like, but like, when you go for law enforcement, the people that are protecting and serve, like, I'm not protecting and serving. Like, it's just one of those really unfortunate things that's happened.
Right.
And like, watching, like, you know, the Fast and the Furious shit on the freeway. Did you saw that?
Okay. So here's my two things. Okay, for one, if I was the first car, I'd be like, holy shit!
I'd be like YouTubing that shit.
I would, but if I was like the first car right there watching it, I'd be like, wow, that's badass. But here's the thing: if there's an ambulance in that line of cars and someone's dying because some assholes are playing on the freeway, that's the problem.
So 7 of them have been arrested already. 2 got DUIs. That sounds like a great idea when you've been drinking. Let's go close in the freeway.
How did nobody get hit? Because watching the car spin around and like people standing there?
I don't know.
I don't know how that didn't happen.
Well, you know, someone was looking out that day. Cause,
like, if you want to do that, do it in an empty parking lot.
Or go out to the desert. Like, when there's no one around. I don't know.
Yeah.
These are our topics we usually cover. But, you know, but I think about PTSD and, like, law enforcement, I guess. Is, like, people putting their life on the line every day and the trauma they go through, just like anybody that was there. Like, it's pretty traumatic. Like, you don't know if you're going to live, die, you're in the front row.
Yeah, the suicide rate. I mean,
extremely high.
Military and law enforcement.
Yeah, it's extremely high. And those are the professions that people don't understand the wear and tear. And, like, you know, seeing it on some of my friends and stuff and, like, how much they drink to cope. Like, it's, I mean, like, even my family. Like, my grandpa was an alcoholic. My uncle is, you know, like, they were in law enforcement. Like, it's just my dad, military. Like, you know, those sorts of things. Like, the things you see fuck you up.
Right.
And there's not this acceptance level of maybe you don't behave the best sometimes. Maybe you are, like, you know, trigger happy or whatever. Because that is what is playing in your head. And having PTSD, the crazy that is, we are not very tolerant as society of mental health that goes on.
Right.
And the lack of services. Because as soon as they report it, they are taken off duty.
Right. And they don't want to.
That's their job. That's their career. So I think that instead of, like, you know, always looking at, like, the other factors, perhaps we should talk about the mental health part that is the underlying issue.
Which is what causes it all.
Exactly. Like, because, like, the way we react is, like, the way, because of our trauma. And so much of, like, you know, our podcast and such is, like, our podcast is about PTSD and trauma and, like, how it's played out in our lives. And, you know, like, me not having sexcapades during the week of celebrity golf tournaments, like, hell freezing over. However, that means that I'm dealing with trauma, finally. And, you know, your relationship with Justin and talking about your shit that's happened, like, that's dealing with it. And, like, you guys were so happy. I mean, like, everything's not perfect, but I mean, like, you guys were so happy and in the moment at the golf tournament. Like, with a bucket of Corona. He was so excited to take this fucking pail home. We could have gotten $1 for it at Home Depot. Like, literally, that would have been... He wanted this fucking bucket.
Because we redid our patio in the back, and it's all pretty, and he needed an accessory.
He wanted this accessory, so the wine slushies, and then the Corona bucket, or what you're gonna have the show for the summer.
Right. Overpriced alcohol.
Well, I think that wasn't the celebrity golf tournaments that you can pay for tickets. Like, I guess it like offsets it. Right. I don't know.
Yeah. And then afterwards we went and ate a bunch of McDonald's. After drinking all day in the sun, we were like, what is everything?
$1 menu.
I didn't even finish all the food. I was like, I have to have a burger, and then I need a chicken sandwich, and I need fries to go with it, and I need a coffee. It was just ridiculous.
And then she drove them home, everyone.
I was sober by by then.
I'm just stroking. But yes, so I was left to my own devices after, and I still did not behave badly. So miracles do happen, people. It's like a Christmas miracle in July. Alright, you guys. Well, thank you for listening, and I hope you guys tune in to the next episode of the Sexcapade Chronicles. And we're so happy Lisa's here today.
Yes, it's good to be back. Bye.